Welcome to Beyond the Dimensions podcast. I'm here with
J'Neil,
Leng,
special guest with us today.
Flo.
And of course, you're back with Melvin.
All right, today we're going to do a part 2 of gender perspective. Our first question is, what do you think gender is?
Cooch. Let's have Flo answer, especially if Flo go first.
Okay, well, I feel like we always confuse between sex and gender, and sex and gender aren't interchangeable. Sex is the biological identification that you have at birth, while gender is your own self-identification. It's a broad spectrum allowing everyone to identify what they want. Gender is also socially constructed viewpoints from your culture or like any group that you have that has the appropriate type of ways a woman or a man should act.
Facts. I agree like 100% with that. You know?
Period.
I think I don't know. I've been doing a lot of research, me and my lady, into like energies and whatnot associated to certain genders. So I just think that it's sort of what you feel is right at whatever time in your life. I think you hit on the aspect of not necessarily your biological sex, right? But if I feel like I'm at a point in my life where I'm exemplifying what you could say, we can get into it, what is more masculine energy, then I might come off as this particular gender. Yeah. If I feel like I agree with what you said. I think it's whatever energy you're putting off maybe at that particular time in your life. So I think the term is, as I was doing a little bit of research, gender fluid. All right, so sort of life, you look at life like just being fluid and flowing. Flow. It's my dad joke of the day. You look at life as flowing, then I see that sort of as your gender too. Right, like, I don't know.
To be honest, I wasn't super educated on the topic at first. I used to put gender and sex in the same box and same boat, so I would use those definitions interchangeable. But like now I've had a little bit more, research on the topic. I'm not super educated still. I still need to know more, but now that I had the time to, research it and learn more about it, I can see that it's more about your identification and what you feel is right and what you feel is like what you're going through, how you feel. Masculine energy, feminine energy is what boat you feel like you fall into more than what society forces you to, be like. And I feel like that's what a lot of things where society forces you to be in one box and put you in one or two boxes that you can't break. But going back to you saying being gender fluid, that's the complete opposite of that.
Next question tying into that, how does society play a role in determining gender identification?
Flo?
Okay. I feel like when it comes to society, everyone has false narratives in our head. Like we all have biases to how a man or a woman is supposed to act, especially with like our country being rooted off of like religious beliefs and not being able to separate church and state. So from having that...
Romar, take him.
Oh. Okay. Okay, so from not having, like, our country separate church and state, it's come to a point where, the religious beliefs of a man being hardworking and working outside and then a woman being in the kitchen has followed us to, like, the part that we are today. And it's like we're constantly trying to fight that like idea away, and that comes because society, we just value more of what we believe instead of like opening our mind up to like what everyone else believes,
like what we're used to.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, so I feel like that same stigma follows us. Yeah,
and I think it ties into it because like just like me and Melvin, we didn't know really about like what gender is. It's probably like because we didn't do any research, and then like society just ties it into it. No, we're just gonna think sex and gender are the same thing.
Yeah, it's like the culture that I'm around, the people that I'm around, that's their definition for it. So like it makes it my definition. Instead of me like taking the time out of my day to expand my mind on that topic, I'll just like a lot of times with a lot of people, you can't even blame them, but like the upbringing and where they are, their surroundings shapes their mindset. So, I mean, at the same time, like I feel like when you get to a certain age, it becomes more of your responsibility to get out of those bad habits and not stay in that single-minded, mind frame.
Yeah, and it's also hard, like being a teenager in today's society too, because like we've been raised with like these ideas of what we're supposed to be. So it's like, oh, okay, we're supposed to be like this. So there's no point of like researching or taking time out of our day. So I understand what you're saying now.
Yeah.
What is religion? I think you mentioned it. What does religion say about? I don't know. From whatever you've seen, what does it say about?
I know, cause I believe in religion. I'm of the Christian religion, I guess, and I also read it said that a man should like be the leader of the household while the woman is submit to their husbands when they get married, and stuff like that. So it's just from that aspect, since America was like really religious back then, and again we still don't know how to separate church and state. It's become a really big role in our society. And that's what we were also talking about before we started filming. Like, they, like, the men have to have all the income and, like, women shouldn't, be beyond them and all those other things. So it's like, I think it all rooted from a religious aspect at the end of the day.
And I feel like we touched on that a little bit on the religion episode. That like religion has a lot to do with what society norms are. It's like kind of provides structure to this life, but at the same time it can take away from it a little bit in the sense of making like I said before, like making our minds think only in a certain place instead of like evolving, because look at how much evolution that we've had in the past century. But the thing, like we were still reading Old Testaments. It's not like there's no real like new version to what we're reading from religion.
Speaking of
But
evolution,
also,
go ahead.
when it comes to like religion in our own aspect, I feel like it wasn't only like what we read, it was the people who took those like words and made it into their own.
Yeah.
And like ruined the way that society thinks. Because I know there's a lot of people who have taken the words of the Bible into like their own idea and making it feel like it says, for example, if a man is beating his wife, vice versa, if a woman is beating her husband, they will be like, oh yeah, the Bible said a woman is supposed to submit under her husband, so yeah, it's okay if I beat her, stuff like that.
Oh, and that just falls back into what we said before. Everybody has their own interpretation. Like we could read the same thing and take two different meanings from it, and I feel like that's what happens. Like the wrong people will take that thing and use it in a different context to justify their actions or justify the things they do, and be like, since it's such a broad term, they could be like, oh, look at this. Yeah.
I got a question for something you said and something you said. Because I think the original question was, does religion shape gender perspectives, or in a way, right? Outside of religion, do you think there's anything like natural, like a natural order, way of the world, universe, like natural, right, that shapes gender roles? Like if you look at like the roles in the animal kingdom of like and every animal is gonna be different, but if you look at like whales, the role of a mother or a male, is there anything that you see as similar, like in the natural order, to say human beings that sort of shape gender roles?
Yeah, like especially when it comes to animals, animals as a whole, like the women of the animals, they always protect like their cubs or like their babies, and nobody can attack them. And that's just like how women in today's society have to be, like we have to protect our kids and like protect our household, while the man is like out fighting for like food to bring home and like stuff like that. So it's definitely our natural order in a way that the man is supposed to be out in the front and the woman's in the back.
And I think you can see that with masculinity. So like how men, like most men, like to carry themselves like, oh, I'm leader, I'm protector, and how most women are more emotional. They like to, more caring, more open to sharing their emotions.
But to me, it's like normal because like it's not normal, but I think it just stood on like over time. Like back then, the only way you can be like a valuable man is like if you're a good hunter and like respectable, like everything. And then now there's like more things that you can be valuable. Like you can have money, be more valuable. You can be like confident, and like it just stood on over time that like I don't think people really care now.
I feel like growing up, especially, we notice like our teachers or just women or men being biases like to how we were supposed to be, especially like when female teachers would be like, "Oh, I need all the strong boys to come help me do this" and stuff like that. Like I know it's like innocent, but it's being really detrimental to men's health and our health too because we're like, "Oh, okay, only strong men can do that. Only like men can do that." But then it also like hurts them as a whole because they're only seen for their abilities and like being strong and not understanding that they can also be emotional. They don't always have to be so strong and physically there.
Yeah, like
I was gonna say, actually speaking about masculinity, and I think Leng, you said like hunter tribe, so I started looking up real quick. I was looking up into like ancient tribes, just around hunter gatherer societies, because I was trying to find out was there ever a time where women, like, where the roles were reversed, right? And there were some tribes. Well, I found this South African tribe. I'm not gonna butcher the name. I'm just gonna spell it, but it's Xosa. I don't want to mess up how to say it, but Xosa. It was like they're still around today, but I was looking up like their just how men behave in the tribe, and they don't like promote being the top like leader or hunter. As a matter of fact, if you catch like the biggest prey, they like it's known it's like a known practice to make jokes. Like if you were to capture the biggest lion and you came back and was like, yeah, like it's the tribe is supposed to make fun of you, and like not it's not in a bad way. It's just to keep like the
Like you
masculine
boasting
energy.
about it.
Yeah, to keep
Yeah.
people from boasting and keep toxic masculinity out of the tribe. So I think I don't know as far as masculine. I think yeah there is some you know okay we're out hunting and stuff like that, but there's like a balance, right? Them being like the prize fighter and everything. It's like you still have to be one with the other people in your village as well.
yeah, and I feel like it's all about the experiences that you live. So like with that tribe, that's something ingrained in them, and that's the culture they live. So people from that place will most likely have less toxic masculinity than most people. It's more open, more, you know. But like I know a lot of
Yeah.
kids in Fargo that they don't really have anything to look up to. They see their father figure or their man figure in their life might be super, they have to carry that load. They have to be strong. Like they're the only thing keeping everything together,
Yeah.
and they're seeing like looking at that like I'm looking up to that. That's what I want to be. That's who I'm gonna be.
Yeah, like
And
the same thing that you're saying. It's like, it's literally like the same thing. Like if somebody doesn't have like a man figure, they're gonna like make it toxic, like make it the most extreme. Like yeah, I have to provide everything. Like,
yeah.
and then they're the ones that are gonna be like mad when a girl earns more than them and
And
stuff.
somebody that identifies as female also be in that role, like that to take the top
Yeah,
side,
obviously.
take the masculinity. I'm the one to provide.
Obviously,
Yeah.
I see it with my mom. Like growing up, I seen it with my mom where she wasn't getting the most help, and she had to be strong. Like she couldn't be emotional. Like she would hide crying from us, and she wouldn't cry in our face. She would be that, I'm the shoulder to lean on. I'm the glue holding up the crew. Like you know,
There's not showing
And you'll
emotion
see that.
masculine.
I wouldn't say not showing emotion is masculine. I feel like that's what society ties it into. So like You know,
It's like
that's
when it comes to like emotion, like mental health, like people will always take that as like feminine energy, because like girls are most likely to like broadcast how they're feeling or what they're going through, like while men are like more reserved. But as a whole, I wouldn't say like it's only for men to hide their emotions or feel like they're stronger than everyone else, because I understand what Mel was talking about with his mom, because my mom was a single mom before she met my stepdad. So it's just like, the way that you were raised or the like stuff you're going through to like in that moment is like what's causing you to feel that way, especially if you have like people who's looking up to you, like your kids or something like that.
I have a question.
You gotta play both roles, kind of.
Yeah.
All roles, really.
Yeah, I have a question. So, do you guys think that a single person, male or female, could can their energies fluctuate between masculine and feminine?
Yeah, I think so. I think it's sort of even in our genetic makeup between like our X and Y chromosomes. Like you have both of your birth father and mother inside of you that made you. So I think it's just natural to exemplify those energies. I think even for whatever you identify, male, female, I think it's necessary for you to be mentally healthy, to have a balance of both masculine and feminine energy. And I think when you lean too far to one side, say I'm a male and I lean in hard into I'm a man, and I'm only gonna show masculine energy, I think that's when at times it becomes toxic, because it's too much of one thing. Where I need to be level-headed in order to be a good father, where I need to be able to think on both ends. Go ahead. You laughing at young boy over here? What?
He's so cute.
Like a little vampire.
He's so cute.
Wait, Coach, what was the question?
Melvin asked the question. He said, go ahead, bro.
Do you think between male and female, do you think energies could fluctuate between masculine and feminine energy?
Everybody has it. That just like suppressing your feelings. Like that means that you still have it, but you're just suppressing it. And like society would probably make you not want to show your feelings if you're a man, and then vice versa.
And that leads into my next question, where if it fluctuates between energies, then why when as soon as a man shows his emotions or starts showing his feminine side, why does he get bullied? Why does he get like so much pushback on it? I even see every day I can be around friends and they'll use LGBTQ slurs when a guy uses his feminine energy.
Like that's just how the norm is, which isn't good, but like I mean, I understand it too, because like whenever I'm on TikTok and then like a guy is doing a dance with his girlfriend, or just like the trend where like the girl and the boy switch outfits and you're like, oh, he's so zesty, like, stuff like that. I just feel like it's just what's engraved in our minds, and it's not a good thing, but like it's something that we have to constantly fight for, especially in today's society. And I applaud our generation, because we're the one breaking those barriers right now. So I understand what you mean, but I feel like we also have to let our own opinions be formed instead of being so involved and like enrupt in what our society thinks of us. Like it's better that we all form our own opinions instead of letting people dictate what we're supposed to be and what we're supposed to believe.
Yeah. And I feel like we've grown more into like being confident in our own bodies and stuff like that, but to be honest, I feel like just the way social media is and how much influence one group could have in making a trend or making something popular, like you said, the trend calling people zesty for things like dancing or things of that nature, it really makes me lose hope. And
It's only funny because you're like, talking about dancing trends, and you're like, you're the guy that's always dancing. So you clearly don't care about what anybody thinks about you whatsoever.
Cause I'm him.
But are you also her?
Bro.
Bro,
Coach actually tried to get niggas canceled.
Feminine energy. No, I'm him only. That's what he said. Whoa.
That's his sex, bro.
Because that's how he identified.
Yeah. I did identify
Bro.
as him.
Hey.
Jason.
You just, cut me off.
I was just playing, bro.
Oh, I just forgot my question now.
Why do you? I have a question.
What?
You guys are speaking about Leng. Put your eyes down. You guys are speaking about
Put your eyes down.
like the pressure you feel on social media. So I want to know like what's the driving. I know you said religion and history and everything that's just happened, but currently, what's the driving factor on social media? Why do we call people zesty when they showcase feminine energy? Why do we call women like loud ghetto when they're you know what I'm saying, like.
Bro,
What's the force behind social media? Is it us as society members?
the zesty thing, bro. I think it's like it's like a hidden fact, but I think it's like more like a joke to people. Like they don't really mean it when I don't know how to explain it. Like if somebody says that they're zesty on a comment, it's probably like a joke.
Yeah, but that still affects how people see themselves.
Yeah.
Yeah, but they're really not thinking about that like when they're commenting.
Then you should be more socially aware of the things you say.
That's like I don't know.
I mean, when it comes to like society, I feel like the reason we act this way is definitely because of like people who we have as influencers in our life. Like, I don't want to bring up Andrew Tate, but like people like him in our life. No, but like people like him in our society, or like people we see on social media, or like so when it comes to like why are you laughing?
Bro,
Oh my god.
Harley started dying laughing. He was like Andrew Tate. So he was like,
Or like when it comes to like females, we have like influences like Ice Spice and Megan. Yeah, ChriseanRock. Yikes. Yeah, but like
Crazy.
Christian. What's it?
Chrisean
Nah,
Rock?
bro,
Chrisean
you're
Rock, man.
you're
Didn't she just
promoting
get
it.
married to Blueface?
They got married.
That's what I saw.
Is it
Oh,
married?
alright.
Is it, oh,
I'm
But
scared.
she's pregnant.
she's my favorite person.
Bro, they
to
said-
watch.
Bro, coach.
I'm so sorry. She's so
much, but,
delusional.
I mean, I can't.
Bro,
get enough
coach.
watching her.
That's actually
But I
bad
actually
for
love her.
promoting her, bro.
Bro,
She be doing crazy shit.
But she
I'm not trying to
smashed.
promote her, man. I'm just saying.
You just said, bro.
All
Bro,
right,
it's definitely toxic entertainment. I'm not saying that it's not.
it's not. Why is that
Bro, it's like what
entertainment to
Amar
you,
said
huh?
about the
It's
Beetlejuice.
Society.
Bro, Melvin.
Toxicity.
Melvin,
Like they promote their relationship too much.
you know, like the
when it's so
Beetlejuice
toxic.
clips.
Yeah.
Like you would laugh at that, but like, isn't that bad? Like the niggas that are recording it,
Yeah,
but you're like, people are gonna promote it. Like what
bro.
Chrisean
They will
is doing.
watch. They will watch.
They're not laughing with you, they're laughing
At you.
Yeah,
They lie to you and they act like they're laughing with you.
So you
bro.
can keep on
So
doing
you
it.
keep doing it. It's like the Beetlejuice.
I think ChriseanRock and Blueface. I was listening to their like off-camera conversations, which it was still on camera. They know they're making money. Like Blueface was telling her like. He was like, your family over there. When he fought his dad, he was like, your family over there. He was like, go over there and get that money. Like, he knows, like, if the cameras are on us and y'all act the fool, like, you're gonna get dollars. It's gonna like trend, bro.
No, I think she's
No, I think she's actually crazy though.
Yeah, she's actually.
I don't know.
She don't think she sees it. And I was
Because
watching
nobody
the No
like
Jumper.
They sees it.
Yeah,
He doesn't see it.
Blueface sees it. That's why he was talking about this on the No Jumper podcast with Sharp. Oh my gosh. Welcome to Sharp. But he was saying like, oh, I see potential in her, and they're like, oh, do you ever get tired of it? And he was saying stuff like, I know I'm making money. Like he knows it, but he says like for her, like he actually thinks like she's emotionally damaged, and he feels like him leaving her will
make it worse.
Yeah, will make it worse because he feels like he's the only person that's built the tolerance up to take the shit that
he
she
did
does.
that
out
to
of
her.
pity.
Like, cause before, like, if you see her, Chrisean, she was like, one of the best track like runners in her in her state. She was like strong. She was healthy, like all of that. And then she met Blueface. And I wouldn't say it was all on Blueface because everyone has the like can form their own like opinions and actions the way that they do stuff. But like I feel like he's allowed it to become so toxic,
Yeah.
and I feel like she can't even leave. Like, I think he's there because she won't let him leave. But at the same time, like, that's all she knows. Like, he beat up her dad. Like, come on now.
But she beat up his mom before that.
She did.
Yeah, and his sister. Yeah.
Have you seen their family dynamic? Like, have you been to like Baltimore, Maryland at all? Like, sometimes, Baltimore it can get real gritty out there. But just looking at their family dynamic, it just seems like she came from like sort of a tough background where she may have been exposed to some different things.
Yeah, didn't she say her dad used to beat her mom?
Yeah.
And, like, take her to the woods.
Yeah.
What the hell?
She had a tough upbringing, so I think she doing what she's doing right now. She made a level of success. I think you're right. It
Would
seemed
you
controlling.
agree, like, that the reason she's like so into Blueface is because she never really understood what love was as a whole because of how her dad treated her mom and her sisters?
And it's really like, oh my gosh, I was literally like watching stuff all yesterday. It makes me like sick. Like, men are actually sick, bro. Like, bro, they do so much weird shit. Like, I was watching them say, like, guys will actually manipulate a girl so bad, like mess her mind up, like where she like
We should also not
love him so much, and then the guy will be like, oh, like why is she like that? Like, I do believe that like
it goes
it goes both ways. Like
100%.
the girl,
But a guy can do it worse.
Yeah,
Yeah,
they'll
but, like,
finesse you.
We shouldn't like pit it in the dark.
Yeah, a
with
guy
how
does it
girls-
worse, bro. Trafficking is like manipulation
Yeah.
and pimping. And like that's like
Oh my
big ass scale.
You remember we was talking about that
Yeah.
yesterday? Like I was like, what the hell? That shit's actually so fucked
Why
up.
do you think that, let's say men, the culture of men, right? And as it regards to trafficking, like how do you think that men sort of got the stronghold on trafficking, and why wasn't it the other way around?
Cause
What about men?
look, coach, it's like if you prey on somebody that's like weak, it's like it's just like Chrisean. Like if she didn't have like a role model that didn't tell her something, like an older, and like girls, they can date up, so they can meet like a grown ass man, like 18 years old, and they're like mad young. Then he can prey on them, and then they're gonna think he's like the only person like that they need
Oh my
or
gosh.
want, and then they'll do anything for that person.
Yeah.
And then like they have no one back. They have no one to help them because that older person's like their only.
They're getting groomed.
Yeah.
They're literally getting groomed, and it's like, oh, it's so fucked up when I see it. Like, I was just seeing like this guy is interviewing this ex pimp. He was saying like he would see it in the way a girl walks. He said he would never go for a confident woman, like a woman that looks like she's like confident and she's on her shit. He was like, though, he can see the way a girl walks, like how she looks, like if she looks insecure, and he'll only go for women like that because he knows that she will start seeing him, like if he manipulates her enough, she will start seeing him as the structure that she doesn't have. And I feel like that's what Blueface did to Chrisean, but I don't think he was doing it like
On purpose?
Yeah, on purpose.
Yeah.
Like I think he did it subconsciously. Like she seen him as a structure she didn't have. Like talking about her background, I don't really know too much, but just hearing it throughout the interviews, like her dad wasn't really a father figure. Her mom wasn't something to like.
Her dad said he hit women.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He was like, yeah, of course.
I feel like
Yeah.
it all like comes from like the background.
Yeah.
Like, if you had those like, inspirations or people to look up to, like for example, Chrisean, her dad wasn't a good person. Like he beat on them. I wouldn't say he was a bad person because we don't really know their family, but like he beat on her mom and like stuff like that. So she more likely to fall under a man's spell to like get her into the situation she's in right now.
Yeah.
Like while someone else like another person, if they have like a good family dynamic, they're not going to fall easily into under a
Yeah,
man's
and
spell.
it's crazy like how she talked. Like she was on an interview and she was saying like, oh, he called me the B word, so I didn't like how, like I didn't like that he called me that, so I had to smash his head with a glass bottle, like, and she thinks that's like perfectly like okay, like it's
On the reverse end, why do you think, and just to piggyback off your question, why do you think that it's okay for, or not okay? 'Cause it's not okay, but why do you think that men heavily call women the B word?
It's like just it's a slur. Like I don't know.
It's like just a slur.
Nigga, it's like a
Just
slur.
Bro,
No,
just
nigga,
brought
but
it,
like it's
bro.
a slur that you know,
It's normalized.
Yeah, it's normalized,
Yeah, I
but
was wanting to know why
it's
y'all do
for
that.
Bro.
it's for women.
Why do you think, from a male's perspective? I'm
It's
not saying
it's a
that you
slur
I'm not
for
saying you
women.
call women this, but from a male's perspective,
Fuck is this shit?
why do guys say that? Like out of all
Bro,
of the
Coach.
things to call a woman,
Coach, you know, have you ever seen that video about like some white girl saying that she said the N word to a black person because she knows it's gonna get under their skin?
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
Like
So that's why
So
y'all
like,
say it?
so a guy, it's not like
Don't
just
say y'all
deliberately to a girl. You
Not
can
y'all,
call your
but-
friend the B word, but if you say it to a girl, it's gonna get her more mad. Like if she's making you more mad, I think it's like the same thing, cause it's not like just for girls. You can call anyone
yeah,
B word.
does the B word associate with being feminine? Like I heard guys always call their friend when their friend be like, say I don't want to, oh bro, I'm not trying to do whatever. They be like, oh, you a B, and then every dude's be like, no.
yes, bro. It's like the same thing. How like people use gay. They call a man gay for doing something. It's the same thing. Like that all falls under that feminine, like looked at as feminine phrases, feminine things to say.
So
Like,
why do
bro,
it seems like we have an issue with what is feminine.
But
all
coach,
the way across the board.
yeah,
Okay.
no one knows.
but
what the
don't
real
girls be
definition
doing
is.
like the same thing? Like if you get them mad, they'll be like, "Oh, you gay," or if you do something that like it seemed gay.
Yeah, that's what I was saying.
Yeah.
Yeah, it goes
Like for a
both
guy,
ways.
the number one insult is calling a girl the B word. For a girl,
It's
it's calling
gay.
her gay because you know it's gonna
Yo, you want to hang out with your friends tonight? You gay as hell, nigga.
What?
You gay as hell, nigga.
Yeah.
with a girl, if she gets mad at you, the number one insult
Yeah.
is gay, no matter what, like what she's mad at you over. Like say you want to go play basketball,
Oh yeah.
go hang out with guys, you're gay.
Yeah.
Bro, I actually heard that before.
You didn't hear that, but that's why I want to like, what's the issue? Like, it seems like from both sexes, if you will, it seems like we attack like everything associated with like being feminine. Like, oh, I'm a guy, I'm calling my girl the B word because I'm attacking her femininity. I'm a girl, I'm calling my dude, gay or the B word because he wants to go hang out with his friends, like his guy friends, and not around me, which I think is gay. So just like we keep attacking like. You showcasing friendship, sharing whatever we're gonna associate with femininity. It seems like it's attacked on both ends.
It's what offends you the most. I don't even, and it's like societal things. Like from back then, it's like it's normal to call somebody gay or the B word, but now it's like you can get canceled. Yeah,
Guys.
What's back then? When was it normal to call people gay?
bro, it was way normal. Like back
When they're more like I feel like they still are kind of oppressed, but when they're way more oppressed before.
Like the 80s and 90s.
Yeah,
and stuff,
like
if you
how,
pay attention.
like racism in the 50s, like how it was normal to call a black person the N word, like it was
You
normalized.
don't think people call black people the N word now?
They
I
still do.
say
That's the
I
whole
just
point
said
of it.
that it was like
You're
normalized.
gonna have to drop your phone and get upset, bro.
But like, what are you saying right now?
I'm just asking a question. Like, it seems like, because at least with that, and then even with gay too, like it doesn't seem like it's not normal anymore. Like you can get canceled if you say it on social media, but people still say it, or people still think it.
Yeah, but
That is
when I
so
mean
big.
normalized, I mean like it's like, well, it would not. No one will double take at you if you just like calling somebody the N word normally. They would just be like, yeah,
They are.
yeah, literally.
They are. That's real. That's real. Brother Leng, you want to ask that next one?
well, Melvin, you asked one of yours.
Yes.
'Cause you had one.
Shit,
Bro,
yeah.
Bro,
you had one on your phone.
I think I'm looking at that joint right now. Guys, yo, cut this shit out real quick. All right, so
oh damn.
what? I was gonna ask a question.
Don't look that way. Stop looking at me when you ask a question all the time. Look over there, man. You right next to me.
No, I'm just asking you because you're the moderator.
Jigadoo.
That's I remember the TikTok song.
All right, so what can I not say?
What can you not say?
Bro, we're so far off. I can't even ask my own question.
Yes, you can.
Bro,
Not actually,
we're so
not
far
actually
off.
pushing.
What? Who does manipulating worse in a relationship? I mean, I think what is typical seen as a prize. Nah, we already went over that. It was something that.
Yeah, but that was male's perspective.
Okay. Yeah, actually.
All right. Shit, we back, nigga.
Look that way though.
All right. This will be more for
Where y'all going? Where y'all going? You going to McDonald's?
Yeah, I got it.
You going to McDonald's?
Stay, I'll come back.
yo.
What y'all getting from there?
Yo, Amar, let me send you $1 so you can give me a Sprite.
Double cheeseburger, bro.
Amar, let me send you $1 so you can give me a large Sprite, no ice. No,
Right? No,
no.
I already know if we go to McDonald's.
Is that your brother?
You got
Yeah.
Apple Pay?
Yeah.
Yo, can I send you $1 so
Hell no.
nigga, why not? You're gonna send him.
Never mind, bro. I don't want nothing.
Why not? Yo,
What do you want?
Double cheeseburger.
bro, Amar,
Hey,
Amar, give me
mayonnaise,
Sprite.
mayonnaise.
Amar, listen to me. Let me send you money, Amar. Amar.
You get bad as you don't gotta get.
You get the mayo. Tell them extra mayo, bro.
Yo, Amar.
Bro, you want me to tell him to put mayonnaise on it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Amar,
You're showing
can I
that.
get a Sprite? Two.
Yo, I'm gonna send you. Hey,
Amar,
can I
listen.
get two Jones? I'ma
Let me send you $4.
Nigga, he's already gonna get you some. She is.
Nigga, Amar, I want a vanilla
Your
shake. Let me
flashlight
send you the money.
Post our McDonald's orders.
A vanilla shake.
They would know that we want mayo on the burgers, man.
Yo, you better cut out coaches, bro. They gonna be on his ass.
Hey, hot
What's wrong
dog with
mayo on the
mayonnaise,
burger?
bro.
Tell him, Chris. Tell him, Chris.
Nah.
Chris, you like mayo
You
on
want
your burgers,
extra
right?
mayo?
Bro,
You
I'm
nasty
about
as
to
hell,
tell the
nigga.
Hot dog and mayo shit.
You nasty as fuck. I ain't gonna lie to you. Yo, Amar, nigga.
Does anybody like? Does anybody eat mayonnaise on their hot dogs?
No.
Yo, what the fuck is wrong with you, nigga?
That's
You
so-
nasty.
On your hot dogs, right?
Yo, Amar, what's your cash app?
What?
What's your cash app?
This is my name.
How do people like mayonnaise?
All right,
I'm
I'm
there.
all
Mayonnaise
right.
be
Or
busted.
Cash App?
J'Neil, why you look at me like that?
Amara called. No, what's it called?
You don't do Apple Pay?
Space.
Nah, I have Apple Pay too.
No, Apple Pay, bro.
All right, listen.
Oh Lord.
A vanilla shake, okay?
Alright, cash
Yeah.
All right, nigga.
$10,
nigga. You
Okay.
crazy?
went up.
Melvin.
Yesterday's price.
What the hell you doing?
Fuck, nigga, I'm broke as hell.
Bro, coach, we're so far off. I can't even ask my question.
You
bro.
definitely can, bro.
Nah, bro.
I thought you was asking a question.
The
Yeah,
gender
I
thing,
was
like,
asking a question.
Sorry.
They're not.
Oh.
They scored
That's
one.
his opinion.
Yo.
They scored one touchdown.
What?
The game is not like that.
They scored one touchdown.
Aren't they playing against the 49ers right now?
Yeah.
Bro, fuck football.
They better
Yeah,
go.
nigga,
They
really
better
on top,
go.
nigga.
Is
They
that
better go.
Bro, shit not working.
They haven't
bro.
been since
Alright.
2018.
Yo, Melvin.
Stop.
Melvin.
Yo,
Ask if hypergamy is right. I don't know.
What is a hyper?
So it's like if somebody is a leader in a relationship.
All right.
nigga, I'm gonna ask those.
I'm finna good for it.
Yo, coach, bro, I'm sending
did
you
y'all
some
get
shit
me
right now,
into?
nigga. So you can send it tomorrow.
Chill, bro. All right, let's keep going.
Nigga, let me send you this shit tomorrow, dumbass.
No,
I'm not
bro.
gonna call you that.
I don't know if I can ask.
I'm like,
What's your question, Leng?
nigga, I have
I
my
already-
question.
I'd rather have you guys like ask the question.
Yeah,
and talk
exactly.
about it than
Yeah.
just, I mean,
Bro, Amar a cool, bro.
All right. What's your question, Leng? I think let's ask it. Talk to you.
All right. Is hypergamy right in a relationship?
Hypergamy. Can you explain what that means?
Hypergamy is if there's a leader in the relationship, like head honcho.
So somebody at the top and the next person.
Yeah, like they make more. It's to me, it's not like they're like the dictator of the relationship. It's just like it's just proven that they're like their leader. Final decision goes to them. Not, I don't know how to
So
explain
sort
it.
of like what Flo was talking about in the beginning when she said, according to some scriptures in the Bible, when it was like your wife should submit to the husband. So, but you're saying no gender or sex associated with it. It's just it could be any one person.
Yeah.
In a relationship, that's the overall.
Yeah, you remember how we said in like part one, like One person can be the leader in this situation, and then
Yeah.
another person can be a leader in another
Is it
situation.
like that or no?
Yeah, to me, I don't think like there's just one leader.
I think it's more of like, I feel like it shouldn't be leadership, it should be teamwork. Because especially if you have like a family household, you don't want all like information and like decisions to be made by one person. And I know like there's gonna become a time like sometimes my mom be like, go talk to your dad, or my dad will be like, go talk to your mom about like different stuff. But at the same time, it's like they both have to come to that decision. It shouldn't be one person's opinion. And yeah, I just don't like the idea of like one person being in charge. And it's like something that I grew up with. Like they're telling me, oh yeah, you're supposed to submit under your husband. And that's what caused me to like not want to get married and stuff like that. Because I'm not the type of person to fall under one man's words, you know?
But
what
like
do
in
you
part,
think?
I don't think
like part one, we said it like the same way. Like in basketball or any like sport, there's always like a leader like on the floor.
But this
It's
isn't
still
a
teamwork.
sport.
No, it's just like it's like teamwork. Like
Yeah.
what you said, basketball still works with teamwork, but there's always like gonna be a leader, one that talks like on the floor.
it's not even just like, oh, I make the decisions. It's just like, not like, oh, I trust your judgment more than mine's, but I don't know how to say it without like sounding like I'm like a bright red pill.
Yeah.
Like it's hard.
No,
Not
say your explain.
explain.
Like,
no, bro. I don't want this episode to get cut. Like
No,
they holding me, bro. But bro, it's like I don't know what to say. Like it's hard.
All right, I'm gonna.
if you don't explain
It's
yourself, it's gonna
problematic.
be hard.
All right, this is what I mean. Like I feel like it's
Eagle scored.
No,
Brock Purdy's out.
It's over with.
He got injured.
Yes, it's
Questionable to return.
it's over with, and he got the ball back too, right near like the 25.
It's over. They're just gonna win to go get smacked by the Chiefs in the Super Bowl.
Yes, exactly. What I said just now.
Keep going.
all right. Like
Just let your
It's-
brain flow, bro. If misogyny comes out,
Yeah,
we're here
just
for
go.
you. We're here for you to speak to.
I'm not misogynistic, but listen,
Oh, that's great. What the hell? Just say your
Bro, I look-
opinion.
I'm trying to think like how to say it without.
Bro, you have to cut
Sounding
this
like
shit,
it.
bro.
No, he's not.
I look, he said some controversial shit too.
No,
You did not.
You didn't.
So I
Bro,
did. I
just
said
relax, nigga. You didn't.
You didn't, bro.
Listen, this is what I mean. Shit.
Bro, say it, bro.
All right, like it's not that you're following my orders, or not even, like for like a man or a woman could be. It's just whoever's judgment is more trustworthy.
for the
fit
situation.
for the situation. Yeah.
So there's no. Just to recircle back to Leng's question. Hypergamy, correct?
Yes.
I think that's associating with there's one person that has the final say in the relationship about like all matters.
No, that's not what I believe in, though.
I'm saying I think that's what
The-
Leng is explaining between that belief. Should there be one person in the relationship, no matter what, when it's all said and done,
No, I feel
like
like
the final decision.
no. I feel like it should be a partnership more than anything. Like you discuss shit and then y'all make a decision.
But to me,
together. But like
it's-
I feel like it's naturally gonna happen where there's like you see somebody, even when you guys like walk together, you guys are together, you naturally will see who's the more
dominant.
not dominant. Like I'm not trying to say dominant, but like you'll see who's
There's no other word.
It depends.
Yeah, dominant figure
with,
in the relationship, I guess.
What each partner wants. Like, for example, a female may want someone who's more dominant than her, like someone who's like her protector and like make decisions, who's like headstrong and stuff. But other females may want someone who like listens to them and talks to them and discuss like decisions with them. And I understand what you said about like there's some attributes where like, you know, one person has the final say. Like, for example, if someone pays more bills, like, I feel like they have more say when it comes to money because you're paying for more stuff. So, yeah, I understand what you're saying by that. But, like, at the same time, we shouldn't, like, erase the whole idea of, like, it becoming a team decision or, like, you know, having to discuss it first instead of one person having the final say.
I think that's what makes it tough. Like especially for those of us that follow a religion, you know. So I think we have to be, you know, thinkers as well. But I like even what you just said about if one person makes more money, I'd even try to take it further. Like, I may make more money, but if I know my partner is better at finances and organization,
Right.
then they're much better. They're way better suited for that decision than me. So it's tough. I don't agree with, like, to answer your question, I don't agree with it. So that's just my answer. But I do think in certain relationships that is needed. Like, in certain relationships, the dynamic is there is one person that makes the decisions only because they've had more life experiences than another person. So then they're just more fit to make that decision. I think it's just,
and I feel like
fit you are.
it's not just with the whole relationship. I feel like it's all in different aspects. Who's the more, you know, fit to lead? So like the leadership role could fluctuate. So in all, it becomes a teamwork still.
Yeah.
Cause like I know sometimes, like I know that in certain things that a woman will be more fit to lead, and then some things I'll feel like I'm more fit to lead, depending on who the woman is.
Do you feel like there's ever a person or a type of person, we'll say man, because this is what I think we're leading towards anyway. Do you feel like at the end of the day, in most relationships, the man is like, no matter what, they can assert their dominance and say, this is what we're doing, even if it's a bad idea. I'm thinking about finances. If I'm like, clearly the person I'm in a relationship is better at managing finances, but I want to freaking, I don't know.
Pride and
I want
ego.
a Benz.
It's all over pride.
I'm doing it
Yeah,
nonetheless.
yeah,
Like,
that just goes off pride and ego. And if you're with somebody with that big of a pride and ego that can't see when it's time to, you know, defer or time to be like, all right, I'll listen. I know this is not smart. Like it's anything in your life. Like you have to be able to trust yourself enough to trust other people. Yeah.
God, bro, I just realized why people, like a lot of people think hypergamy is right. Like, men, it's probably like prideful. Like, if like a woman does like a manly role, then the person would be like, bro, that's my job. It's basically like a woman making more money and providing for the man. Then they'll think that's like going back on gender roles, and then they're just stuck on gender roles.
question for you, and you guys brought it up the last time, and I'm glad Flo is here to answer this as well. Leng and Melvin, you guys said something that I thought was very interesting. You said that you've seen, and strictly we're only speaking relationships based off male and female partnership. You've seen that when a woman makes more money than a man, that the woman starts treating the man differently, less than, and not showing as much respect. So I'm going to ask Flo, do you think that that's a valid point? And have you seen that between relationships, just strictly speaking, male and female relationships, have you seen that when a woman makes more money, they start to demean their male counterpart and look at him as less than a man for not making as much money or nowhere even near?
Yes.
Yes.
I
And
feel
what
like
does that look like?
I feel like, especially, for example, if I'm making more money than my husband or like boyfriend or whatever, in that time, I feel like I'm gonna look at them less of a man in a way. And I know that's bad because like I'm following under like social norms and like gender stereotypical like ways, but it's just like the ideas that I have created in my head because of like how I've been brought up. Because whenever my mom talks about it, she's like, oh, make enough money, but make sure your husband isn't making like less than you because he's gonna like depend on you for everything, and you don't want that because he's like a man and you're the woman and stuff like that. So I feel like I understand what they're saying about that. In some ways, like women do that. They'll be like, for example, if they're making more and then they come home and they see their husband at home like doing nothing, they're gonna be like, oh, you're so worthless, you're good for nothing, like stuff like that. So yeah, I think what they said was 100% right because
That's why I think,
or some people, it depends really like with the girl. Because if it was me, I would say like I would low key do that, and that's not a good thing. And I definitely will have to work on that along with other females who think the same way. But other females may be like, oh no, that's okay. Like if I'm making more money, that's fine. Like, but it really depends.
What if the man is like cooking, cleaning, he done took care of all the stuff with the kids, he done mowed the lawn, did the dishes, put all the diapers on, got all the bottles washed? Would you still be like, Did you make any money today? You didn't do nothing today. Would you do that? Would you say that? Or would you think that would happen?
Again, it depends on
Hyper's
on the female.
Yeah, but you.
Okay, on me, just with the way I was raised and like my religious beliefs, and I don't know. I can't be the money maker in the relationship because of what I've grown up with, and that's a bad thing to say because like we're talking about gender norms and stuff. But, like, yeah, I will feel some type of way if, like, I come home to my husband, like, helping with the kids and stuff like that.
Coach.
But I think that's, like, again, that's a good thing because a lot of men have done that. And I feel like my ways have been, like, shifted, especially with, like, social media because I see, like, men who, like, cook for their wives and stuff like that. So I think that's also really nice. But, like, again, it is, like, it comes with like social norms, and it's not only men who think some type of way about how they're supposed to be, it's also women as a whole. Like we believe like we're supposed to be some type of way as well.
Bro, you remember on like part 1 when we asked like why it's bad for a man to show like femininity, and like we were talking about like showing emotions. Like it literally ties into that because like if you show too much emotions, like if you cry in front of your girl for like a bad reason, like subconsciously she's just gonna think like you're less than.
Well, not that far.
No.
Not for me.
All right, let me ask you this.
Okay.
Let Flo go off of Leng's point because I think that's a good point.
No, for me, like that's different. Like if you're showing your emotion to me, because one thing everyone knows me for is like I'm a huge advocate for mental health, and it goes both ways for both men and women. I feel like there's nothing wrong with being emotional, and I hate that they pit that as feminine energy, like we're the only ones who's supposed to be emotional. No, there's like so many men who are emotional, and there's a high percentage of black men in today's society who have killed themselves because they couldn't share their emotions with people around them because they're too scared to do it, or they feel like they're supposed to look like the strong beholder, but they're not.
That's a good point, but I'm asking you this. All right, if you're in a relationship and let's just say y'all get into an argument and he's like just starts throwing like a pity fit, like he starts crying and
a tantrum.
Yeah, like basically like a tantrum. How would you look at him? Even if how would you look at him?
Like if we're in an argument and he starts crying,
like a temper tantrum.
Yeah, like a
what
tantrum.
a little kid does. Like emotion.
Well, if he's acting like a child, that's different because you're acting like a kid. You're supposed to.
He's emotionally expressing.
Yeah, but the same goes for women. You're not. Yeah, being emotional, acting like a child is different.
But
like
the question you asked, like if say like you're asked this, like if you came home or your husband came home and he was crying because he like lost his driver's.
Yeah, if your husband came home and he lost it. Nah, but I know that you would be like.
You would basically just answered it.
Yeah, you would just answered it.
We had to make it like so, like if the person like crying over a dumb reason.
Well, yeah, if it's like the same way for women. Like if one of my friends like were coming crying to me after we had an argument, like acting like a child, I'm gonna be like, bro, grow up. Like I wouldn't say man up or like.
Oh, but listen. But what if you like? What if you like? You're in your. All right, this is more realistic to happen. What if like you guys are both like yelling at each other and you start going off him, you start yelling at him, and then he like goes and he breaks down and he starts crying to himself. How would you look at him though?
Like, why is he crying?
Yeah,
because I screamed at him.
Yeah,
bro, that happens like with girls. Like,
yeah,
they be crying.
Yeah, they be crying if a guy screams at them. So how would you look at a man if you screamed at him and he went and he was crying, like he was telling all his guy friends? Like,
oh, if he's doing all of that.
I mean, but that's what females do, though.
That's like feminine energy as well. I would say like one, I feel like we take like manhood and like womanhood like very different. I feel like we should just always say grow up instead of saying man up or woman up, because even if you're a girl or a guy, like you're crying after you got screamed at and then you're calling all your friends, that's like you're acting like a teenager, you're acting like a child. Like at some time, like a point in your life, you're supposed to grow up and understand that you're supposed to handle situations in a different way.
But guys like girls already do that. Yeah, it's like normal for us like to put up with it.
It's so
If
normal.
a girl cries, like you just feel
Well,
bad.
I feel like you need to find a woman. Like everyone need to find some like a partner who
Right.
matches how they want someone to be.
But
Like,
it's easy to say, but like it's society. Like everybody's like not the same, but like it's like really common within a lot of girls to be doing that.
Yeah, but I mean, it
And
is
same
her
with men.
perspective though. It's just like she's
Bro,
speaking for
I know,
herself.
but I hate when like people say like you just have to find this or you just have to do this. Like, cause Melvin, you know how we used to ask like these type of questions to like a lot of girls.
Yeah.
Like the same like answers would be
Yeah, they'll say like the same things, but then their actions won't
Yeah.
reflect what they say.
exactly. It's like that one thing. If it's okay to generalize, like it's not okay to generalize, but like it creates structure to me. Like I have to generalize to get.
I think Flo hit the nail on the head about saying childlike behavior. I think that we associate it too much to being feminine. But like, what's the difference between a dude getting upset, like say leaving, cussing you out, leaving, and then texting you 20 times? Like, because a lot of dudes would say that that's quote unquote female behavior, but it's not. It's really the same thing. So I don't think it's a difference between, oh, she's yelling at me and screaming. Because I've seen dudes also yell and scream, and then the wrong, yes, dudes get mad at the girl and yell, scream, cuss them out, call them B-word and all that stuff. And then other people from the outside looking in would say to that man, you're acting like a B. That's what they would say.
Yeah, exactly.
But I think it's like what Flo said, it's you're not acting like a B, you need to grow up. Like when little bro right here gets mad, he might cry and scream. You see babies do that?
Yeah.
I think that's just childlike behavior. I think we gotta stop
But
associating
it's-
with
right.
and
But-
I think that's why. Oh, so just to say what you're gonna say, but you know when guys be calling their girlfriend like baby, my baby, all that stuff. I think we gotta stop associating like and we're in a relationship with a male and a female. Stop associating your female to a child. Like then we expect, and especially it plays into our woman's head. Like I'm the baby. I'll cry and get a response. No, you are my woman, right? If I'm in a relationship with a woman, you're my lady, my queen. But I don't expect you to be a baby. And when we keep expecting women to be a baby and we treat them like that and we coddle and pamper, then I think you'll get those reactions. Same thing if a woman says the same thing to her man and she says, oh, that's my baby. Oh, he gonna be all right. He just, he having an off day, but my baby gonna be all right. No, he is not a baby. That's why he's allowed to continue to cry, scream, cuss you out, because that's what we associate with children. So I think you hit the nail on the head with and both male and female. No, they're being a baby. They're being a child. They have to grow up and be mature in the relationship.
But it's a baby for a man, but for the woman, it's just acceptable. It's just woman behavior.
No, that's why we call them baby, though. That's why we be like, that's my baby. She gonna be okay. She just mad right now. That's my baby. I'm saying if we keep like fueling that and saying the woman in a relationship with me is a baby, then we can expect those reactions. Vice versa.
But you're not just about to unwrite that though. That's like that's so common. That's like
People don't even think about
you don't
actually being baby to
Yeah.
like somebody. Like that's my baby, like literal baby. I don't think people. It's just like
No,
a
but I
normal
feel
thing.
like coach is trying to say like it's becoming ingrained at us to accept those baby-like features,
Right.
and that's where that phrase stems from.
I don't
So
know if
looking,
I don't know if it stems from that, but I know that words are very powerful.
yeah,
So, like, I try very hard. If I'm in a relationship, I try very hard not to refer to that person as a baby or, put them in some sort of childlike persona because they're not. They're a grown adult. I'm a grown adult, and we're in a grown adult
Yeah.
relationship. So I'll refer to you with grown adult terms, and then occasionally, right? For being cute and cuddly, okay. But for the most part, 99% of my relationship is, nah, we're not on any of that baby stuff, right? Or that childlike stuff because we've grown to a point of being adults or young adults in yourself. So anytime you see behavior of crying, screaming, throwing a tantrum, I can expect that with the terrible twos and the 3-year-olds. But when I see that in the 18 plus and beyond, that shows me signs of a developmental issue.
Yeah.
Not of a developmental issue, not a,
so
not anything
yeah,
like
so like more of like a bye babe type beat.
What?
More like a bye babe, more like a babe type beat.
Bye, babe?
Yeah, babe.
Babe?
Yeah,
It's not a babe.
yeah,
I mean, I guess. I don't know what do you mean babe means?
yeah. I'm just saying, like,
Are you trying to come? Are you Trying to come for me?
Yo, when are y'all gonna let Marion? I think he's here.
At the end of the day, I feel like a lot of like these issues could be fixed if a woman and a man knew how to grow up. Like, for example, when I think of a relationship, I think of my mom and her husband's relationship. Like, they're both grown adults. My mom has a say, he has a say. Like, at the end of the day, everyone needs to be mature in a relationship. And if you're allowing your woman or vice, if you're allowing your man to act like a child in your hands, then that's what's going to become the new norm for you guys. And if you don't want that in your life, you shouldn't have established that in the beginning of the relationship to begin with.
Facts. To piggyback off of everything we were sort of just saying, I think the next question on the list is, and it sort of circles back, do we think, and it's a tough one, Leng, but you might like this one, do we think that business or the structure that we're in of capitalism orchestrates gender roles? And how does business and how does business and the business of America dictate what roles we fall in?
Somebody else answer it first, bro. I need somebody's like. Could you answer it first, and then I can probably piggyback off of it.
Piggyback off. So how does like capitalism? What is capitalism? We'll start there.
Yeah, that's why I wanted you to like explain like the question further. I don't really get the question.
How does America structure our government? Does our government or all our governmental economic structure, does it at all put us in place as far as gender roles? So like if you go into McDonald's, is there anything you see marketing wise that you think would attract males or attract females more? Or would you go into Walmart, right? If you go into even the baby section, we're just talking about babies. If you go into a baby section, what's marketed, right? What's capital? What's sold? Is there anything that you see sold that puts people in their place as far as gender?
For example, like if you see like a pink bib for a baby, would you be like, oh, I'm giving this to my son? Or are you saying I'm giving this to my daughter? Like stuff like that.
Yeah.
So marketing approaches, marketing ploys. Do you think anything sold to us in America like also dictates what roles we're going to be in? For instance, there's starting to be more gender fluid things sold, like especially with like newborns and stuff, like a lot more like neutral colors to sort of steer away.
Oh yeah, like one dumb thing that I used to always see was like the retro Jordans. They'll be like, oh, these are women's shoes and these are the men's shoes. Like I didn't really understand it if it was like the same shoe.
Yeah, like I feel like oh yeah, like mids are mids are like the woman shoe and then highs are the men.
Nah, not even that. You just remember like colorways.
Yeah, colorways like the more like light.
Yeah, like the lava fives. Like I remember like a bar had like a story about like, it was like, no, those are girl shoes, but because they were like pink and red.
Yeah.
Like I don't know why that would fall into like women's shoes and then men's shoes, but it's like exactly what you said. It was probably because it was pink. That's why it's a girl's colorway.
Sure, even colors fall into masculine and feminine energy.
Yeah.
Masculine colors.
Blue, red, like stuff like that.
Red pill.
I don't know if this is true or not. Correct me if I'm wrong. Was it flip flop? I heard that back in the day that when babies were born, they used to give them like pink attire. Is that false? Do a fact check or am I tripping?
I don't know.
Back in the day, I thought like back in the day they used to like give you colors based on your hierarchy in society. That's what I learned. That like people used to wear purple if they're like rich and stuff like that. Like if they had like this richer colors and stuff. But I don't know.
Oh yeah, like purple. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I seen that.
Sir.
Oh, I have a question.
Thank you, Coach. Great street. Great.
I have a question for you, Florence. Who do you think is more, between the genders, who do you think is more shallow, men or women?
What's your definition of shallow?
So like what do you look, like what you look for? What do you look for in a relationship?
Like shallow, like boring?
No, like shallow.
Oh, I get it. Like a little
not
goal.
Much meaning, like,
Yeah.
Yeah. So like
Like a small goal.
So like how I see it.
Deep? Like how deep a person versa.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
like how women like they'll value height and money over like everything. Like even if the guy might not be that much compatible, but if they have some like features that
Oh yeah.
they put on a pedestal, they'll
I'll say when it comes to like people being shallow, I'm gonna say females. And I feel like the only reason we attack men more about it is because like they're low key more vocal about it. But when it comes to like females, we kind of like hide it in a way. We just have the perception in our mind. Cause I know, like my friends, when it comes to guys, like they gotta be tall, gotta have money, like they gotta look some type of way, and like it's just like it's the stuff that we created in our minds. But I feel like when it comes to like males, we easily see that more because I feel like it's more vocalized, or like we see it with the girls they've been with, or like the girls they put on a pedestal. But I feel like girls were more shallow in that way.
How do you feel?
What gender is more
Women.
shallow?
Yeah.
Sure.
I think it's straight across the board for me. Like I see it, which is why I wasn't disagreeing with your point on part one. You know, you may have thought that. I think it's straight across the board. I think that a lot on social media, like I see it on both ends. A lot of men are attracted to a certain look, right? And it sort of changes with the wind depending on the influencer. Vice versa, I see that a lot of women are attracted to a certain type of man as well. So
Yeah.
I think it's equal.
And going back to that, I have a counter to that.
But I think there's more pressure for women, though. I do think that men, because I think society is more male dominated, that as far as what is a beauty standard to even create that shallow perspective, I think it's still dominated by men.
Right, like,
Go
yeah,
ahead.
I understand what you mean by that, especially, like, you know, seeing on social media, like, the girls who have that upper hand.
Yeah.
It's like the men, like, the girls who have that, like, set beauty standard, like, and those are the ones we look at, like, oh, okay, no guy's gonna like me because the people that they like and the people that they follow look like this and stuff like that.
But I feel like I don't want to generalize it, but like from what I've seen, from the guys I've talked to, from the things I've seen on the internet, I feel like a woman is more likely to date because of those things than a man is.
Yeah.
Like I don't feel like a man would like cuff a girl or like be in a relationship with a girl just because of those
Beauty
things.
standard?
Yeah, because of a beauty standard.
You,
Like I don't really see that. But I feel like a woman would.
usually they like
Yeah, I think-
objectify those girls.
Yeah.
Right, if you look a
Don't
certain
take
way,
them serious.
you might talk to the girl, but you won't take her serious.
Yeah, you won't
The
take
other
her
way
serious.
around, like, but girls think that you would take them serious because that's all you follow. But you actually, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like the BBL stuff. Like,
So-
guys don't really like it, but
That was kind of my question with
Try
the capitalism. With like BBLs, right? That's why I was like, yo, does the market set the trend for genders? Because BBL is a product that's sold. So then I'm just seeing who's behind the background saying like everybody needs a BBL. Otherwise you won't be attractive.
It's men.
I feel
Men setting the trend.
Yeah, I think we talked about this. Like,
No, I feel like
a lot
guys
of
were
this-
saying like, oh, I need a, you know how like guys be like, oh, I need
feature, but
yeah, I need that feature. I need a feature, and then women that didn't have it, they're like, all right, the alternative is let's go get a BBL.
Yeah, but who set the notion that they need that?
Men, obviously,
bro.
men.
and yeah, cause you notice like a bunch of like
Bro, why are you staring
A
at
bunch
my
of-
eyes, bro? Look elsewhere.
a bunch of like female
Okay,
rappers
elsewhere.
like Megan Thee Stallion,
Kelly.
Cardi B, like all of them, they got like BBLs because of like the social norms and wanting to fit into that. Because they basically what they sell is sex. Like you notice all their lyrics is about sex and like you know all that like attributes and all that other things. So like they got a BBL because they wanted to fit that narrative, and which is like really detrimental, especially to girls because like we see that and we take them. I don't take them as role models, but some people take them as like role models and like want to become them and do the same things that they do and like fit into the criteria that a man, they think a man. Like we don't actually know if a man wants that, but we think that's what they want.
Yeah, like I feel like it's on guys too, cause we know. I feel like guys know that they won't take a girl like that serious.
that's what I said. It's like a finesse.
Yeah,
You're gonna lie to get what you
yeah, you're gonna, yeah.
So what do you want?
Nobody know. I mean, it sounds so
Yeah.
bad, like when you say it. So every guy, like, they want like one thing, and then like you keep on talking to the girl, and then you get their personality traits, and then that's when you decide if you want to like be in a relationship with them. But I don't really want to say.
Florence, correct me if I'm wrong, but I feel like a woman will be more quick to like see a guy that's like that fits her criteria of like height, money, status, and stuff like that, and be like, oh, I can imagine being with him. Then a guy would be like, all right, she fits my beauty standard, and I'll just be with her. I feel like guys don't think like that.
Yeah.
What do guys think? Like, you think that we think more deep than?
No, it's like it's.
I feel like we want to take
it. Bro.
Yeah, I feel like when it comes to like females, I feel like we look for more for what the standards that we created in our head than for what we actually want in a guy.
So I feel like you guys won't really like. Y'all will
Melvin. But it's not like guys. They still think like that. It's just not the relationship part.
Yeah, they don't want the. Yeah, it's not the relationship part.
It's.
Yeah, nigga, they want to be Doonies.
Yeah, they wanted. That's like the first outlook, and then like for the female, it's like the relationship. To me.
Yeah.
You got another one? I think you got another one on your list.
Yeah.
That's so very nasty.
All right. Should I ask the prize one?
Yeah.
All right. Who is typically seen as the prize between the genders, men or women?
Women.
You feel like women?
Yeah, I feel like low key, if I see like a dude or like any of like, cause I grew up with like my uncles, a bunch of my uncles, just because we all like were in my grandma's house and stuff. I like will hear their conversation of how they would like talk about a girl. So like if they got like bagged like the baddest chick or like someone who's mad fine, they would be like, oh my goodness, like yeah, they would like showcase her or broadcast like how she looks, like, and make us like forget how like she is intellectually and stuff like that. I feel like when it comes to women, like obviously we're gonna be like, oh yeah, my man is fine, but like one, we obviously won't have them on that pedestal or like take them as a prize, because one, if a girl looking at our like do some type of way, we're gonna like get crazy or whatever. So I feel like it's 100% the male, like they kind of hold us on as a trophy in a way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I agree.
I agree. I want to say like, but why is that though? Because I'm not saying all women.
It's because it's hard for guys to get girls.
Yeah, it's harder. It's way harder.
How?
You think that it's not hard?
You think it's easy?
You think it's easy?
Like a lot of people are visible to girls, bro.
I feel like a girl doesn't have to try.
Like a guy needs to have confidence.
Yeah, he has
game, riz, all of that.
He has to have confidence
to even talk to a
game. Girl. Yeah.
Like it's way harder than
for sure. But my reason's different. I look at it. I think about like how men in general treat like just the earth in general, and just think about like if I was going out as a hunter and I found like the best buck and I killed it, and what my village would think about me when I brought it back. But I think we associate everything we capture. Like I think we put it all in the same basket.
Yeah.
Including women, nature. Like we treat the earth literally like how we treat our women, which is like, this is a product. Look, oh, I got earth. Look at me. I'm gonna showcase it and I'm gonna reap it for all its benefits and use it. So I think that's just how we do women as well.
Do you guys think men seek more validation for like their like achievements than women do?
No, I feel like
I think we force women to seek more validation, because it's like you women have a much harder, I feel like a harder pedestal to climb up. So I think men feel a lot of pressure to show that they're the main ones. But
Mm-hmm.
I think it's a toxic masculinity trait. I think we put so much pressure on women, they also feel that same need to be like see me, hear me, I also did this too. Right. But I think men feel the pressure to do it.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Is that it?
Bro, what you doing right now, bro?
Right now, wait for
No.
pauses and outro.
Yo, why you so touchy today, bro? Y'all got any more questions?
I got one. I want to wrap up with.
Yo, can I get a bev?
Of
Let
course.
me get my bed real quick.
I'll wait for you. Bro, hurry up, bro.
This is like the slowest one.
He's doing it on purpose.
Yeah.
He's purposely trying to be you.
Bro.
Bro, come on, bro.
Shut up, nigga.
They banned us from McDonald's for your order.
Really?
It was like,
Never put mayonnaise on a burger again. Are you black? I guess for mayonnaise on a burger? Get out of here.
They took a picture and put it on the wall.
This guy comes in here. I got a funny story about mayonnaise on burgers, man. I don't know if you guys ever heard it. I'll tell you after. But
What?
been reading a book. It's a pretty dope book. But I got a question from there. What is, and we've kind of answered this. What is toxic masculinity or toxic femininity? And can a woman or somebody that identifies as female showcase toxic masculinity?
Yeah, I think we touched on that in the beginning of it.
I want to know I know your answer. I want to know Flo's answer.
All right.
Okay, when it comes to toxic masculinity, it's like
Sorry.
It got serious.
9 scores, I'm trying to remember.
Oh.
Yeah, dude.
the Niners scored.
He was like,
Over, dude.
Oh, they did. Okay, anyways. It's like a attitude or like set of social guidelines that are stereotypical to like manliness or like manlyhood that is negative to like the man's health or like the way that he perceives himself. And it goes the same way with like femininity because it's like the opposite way of like if it affecting like how women sees themselves as a whole as well. I feel like women can showcase toxic masculinity, not by like our actions, but like by the words we say, by like promoting it in a way because we encourage it instead of like tearing it down because toxic masculinity shouldn't be here. But when we're saying like, oh, we need someone strong, we need, other stuff like that, we're basically bringing that idea back into society and we're like hurting people who basically are trying to get away from that. And like we're trying to say we're encouraging, just men to be like strong and okay, but we're like forgetting that actually plays like how they see themselves. And they don't really focus on like their mental health or like how they're supposed to be. And like it's just I feel like we encourage it instead of like diminishing it in a way. And I feel
wasn't
like that
there like
isn't
a
good.
trend on TikTok, like the girls saying that they need a toxic man? I remember that, bro. Like I need a
Bro, I
toxic.
always see that. I need a gangster.
Well, some girls are weird.
It's
They do different stuff. I know a lot of because my cousin, for example, she like only dates gangsters. So like
that.
I don't like
I
that.
need a
Some of them
scammer,
feel like
drug dealer.
and like yeah, I know what you're talking about, toxic man, because a lot of girls, especially on like TikTok or just Instagram as a whole, they be like, oh, I need a toxic relationship, like stuff like that, and they like make it seem cute and they romanticize it, which isn't like cute at all. It's like really disgusting.
like the blue. I be seeing like, oh, I need that Blueface and
Yeah.
that type of love.
Bro.
I need that type of toxic love.
Remember
Like, I
this
want-
shit like you want a gangster. I need a nigga that kills niggas, but
Like,
you remember that?
I feel like a lot of women, they want like a guy where he would treat other people bad, but he'll treat you different.
Yeah,
Like, they
it's
want
like to change you.
Yeah, so they'll date a scammer, right?
Yeah.
When he scams you, it's different. They'll date a gangster that be out here fighting and shooting people. But if he pops you, it's different.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
it's like I feel like it's also in like a lot of movies and like I know. Okay,
Like
I don't know.
fantasize, they
fantasize it because
They
there's this
fantasize it.
app. It's called Wattpad, and it's like you like read stories, and some of the stories is about basically like the bad boy and the good girl. It's like stuff like that. So it's like the good girl is trying to change the bad boy to make him a good guy, and it's just like it also plays a role into our society because people write those type of stories, and then other people read that as well.
Yeah.
You gotta think like when you're a kid too. You watch TV. Not for real. When you're a kid, you watching TV, and like you see that like the bad guy gets the good, like,
Right.
the good girl.
Bro,
She
but
does
isn't that
wrong
realistic?
And feel like you actually should do that.
But Amar, isn't that realistic though?
Yeah, but
Because if a girl is posting a,
they put that in
Yeah.
our like a lot of our childhood shows. Like, if you watch like what iCarly and like Victorious and stuff like that, like sometimes the bad boy would get the good girl, and then like the good girl is just trying to chase after the good, like the bad guy.
Like opposites attract.
When I was 5 years old.
Yeah, that's what they
Positive
like
and negative
take it
charge.
as.
Yeah, but then like I feel like you can't complain about like the thing that's expected after.
Yeah.
Like if he's expected to fight people all the time, then he fights you. It's like
Yeah, you knew
you
he was
can be
getting
mad,
into.
but it's like
it's like playing with fire and then getting burned and then crying
Right.
about it.
no.
When I was 5 years old.
What is toxic? Can feminine energy and can
Oh,
you
you
talk
cut
about
me
what you
off.
think feminine energy is, and then is there you know how we clearly know what toxic masculinity is, and we know what the overstretch of that is, but can you speak about what you think feminine energy is, and do you think that there's a way for man, female, however you identify, to showcase toxic feminine energy if it's possible?
I feel like feminine energy is like the set of guidelines and like social standards that was created for someone who identifies as a woman, which is also like very negative to who they are as a person. When it comes to like feminine energy, you'll notice that it's always like emotional stuff, or you know, being ghetto or ratchet, or like being loud and being like just weak as a whole.
Is there any
Like irrational.
I think there's positive stuff when it comes to it, especially like if you're like, I say I'm a feminist. Like I believe like women should be like strong as well, and like, you know, there's other things. I feel like feminine energy though, like no, I think there's no positive with it. I think there's no positive with it because society has made it look so bad. Because like I feel like there's no positive when it comes to feminine energy. That's why I feel like we say.
What about like?
I can't be.
What about like?
Bro, Mel.
Sometimes I associate feminine energy. Like look at the energy of the earth. You know how the earth sort of take care of us.
Yeah.
We can't live without the earth. Like in cosmic studies, that's what we associate with like feminine energy, like the earth and the moon. Like you do your what is it, zodiac signs? Or you don't believe in that? But like the moon is supposed to be a showcase of feminine energy. So is the earth, like feminine. Mother Earth, that's where we get those terms from. It's something that grows and replenishes, and just like a
okay. Yeah, with feminine energy, I feel like the only positive aspect that comes from that is like they associate like women with being caring and nurturing. I feel like that's a good thing because like, you know, you want to be caring, you want to be nurturing, but it's bad when they use that feminine energy for us to like be caring for only the children and only the household while the man is like outside doing all the work, you know.
How you
Lord.
so touchy, bro? Damn.
Coach, that's the last question.
Unless you got, I know you got some other ones too, Leng. Wrap us up with a Leng and Mel Busy finale.
All right, thank you guys for watching another installment of Beyond the Dimensions. We had fun today with our special guest, and we had this guy again. I don't know why he's here. Yeah, his last time on here, bum ass. Go back to Beyond the Dimensions After Dark. Thank you guys for watching.
Dimension After Dark for the follow through breakdown of everything that.
Yo. Thank you guys for watching. Every Wednesday at 12 a.m. Tune in.
Remember to like and subscribe.
Yeah, guys.
Comment any new ideas you guys want.
Yeah, any new topics you guys want us to talk about or touch on, people that you guys want us to interview, you know. Shit. Goodbye.